Hey guys, welcome back to the Wood Metal Workshop. I'm Kent. Starting on a new project today. First part of this project is this. Seems someone bent it. This is the mount for a tailgate salt spreader or grit spreader. They want me to fix this, and then it hasn't been used in quite a few years. It was mounted on one truck. They want it so they can mount it on multiple trucks, whichever truck they happen to use. So got the controllers out of the old truck, the salt spreader's outside. Be bringing that in here as soon as we get this fixed up, and so we can pick it up with the truck and put it inside. It's not, well, I guess I can probably move it by myself, but why? Anyhow, you got a truck right there to do it with. And we've got a new light that we're trying out. You can kind of see it on the edge of the screen there, so we'll see if that helps with our video quality. So get rid of some of the shadows. But first thing we need to do is clamp this sucker down to the table. So I know these clamps aren't highly rated, but they're cheap. And that's the important part. Sometimes. Pick these up for a quick little project. Yeah, the screws aren't very smooth. Could be because they haven't been used, or it could be because they're just cheap. Anyhow, we're going to see if we can get this straightened out to a reasonable level, and we'll go from there. There's one of the problems with having a 2-inch thick table. You got to open your clamps way up to get it to do anything. So, I didn't want to cut this off and weld the new piece on. We're going to see if we can get apply a little bit of heat and get her tightened up. Switch glasses and we'll get going. starting to come. It's not perfectly straight, but way better than it was. It's good enough to work. So we'll let that cool off and we'll get on to the next part. Alright guys, there it is. In all its glory, if glory is what you call it. The actuator, linear actuator that lets you mount up and down, works just fine. The spinner motor, I know, works just fine. I tried that out already. Make sure. I don't know if the vibrator motor works. We'll find out. So the goal here is to take this controller, and we have power and vibrator switches here. Mount them in a housing, and on the controller you have on and off, blast setting, and then rheostat to control the speed of the spinner. Off to 10 it looks like. So that's what we got to work with. The other thing is we need to power it. We're going to get our power from the trailer connector, and then this has to go from vehicle to vehicle. Any vehicle that you can put the mount in, you should be able to put the mount in, back up to it, plug in your 7-pin trailer connector, run the cords up to the cab of the vehicle, and spread salt. So in order to do that, what I wanted to use was a 7-pin 7-wire trailer connector. However, that wasn't in the budget for this. It's not my budget. And of course they want to do it as cheap as possible. So 100 feet of 16 gauge extension cord will provide our wiring from the cab of the truck back to the unit. So let's go ahead and get repositioned here and take a look at our controls and see what we need to do here to get this wired up. Alright gentlemen, here's what we got to work with. This is the control box, vibrator switch, main power switch. Alright, well, I had a inline fuse holder. Don't know what I did with it. For the moment we're just going to skip past that. The box itself has two 30-amp fuses in it to protect it. So, and the other thing I picked up was just a little LED light, just to make sure that we had something to tell us that power was on. Got a little rubber gasket. You just drill a hole in your housing and pop this in. This is actually a trailer marker light, but it'll work just fine for this application as well. As long as you have 12 volts going in, 12 volts coming out. So, looked up online. The red wire is our power. Black wires are ground. Brown and white are control wires for the spinner motor. The pigtails coming off these snap-on connectors, which are going to be eliminated. Well, the pigtails, well, the wires aren't, but the snap-on connector style is going to be, because, well, I just don't like them. These control the vibrator. So, first thing to do is to see if the vibrator works, and we'll go from there. So let me swing you around here. Okay, one of the issues that this was having was that all this is exposed to weather, salt, whatever, and the connectors are extremely corroded. So we're going to eliminate connectors at this end. The cords will just be tied in. These are the controls for our vibrator. These are the 2 wires for that. So I'm just going to snip these off, give them a strip here. And we'll see if that motor works. If I can get my little jumper leads here to cooperate. Why do these things always tie themselves into knots? That's my question. Yep. All right. Okay, these are our leads for everything else. So we have power and ground, and then our control wires. Let's see. I kind of probed these and got the spinner working the other day. Of course, this is going to throw crap all over the shop probably, but it is what it is. That's backwards. So everything here works, so we just have to get our wiring to do the same. Alright guys, I went ahead and did a wiring diagram off camera here. So we got power coming from the truck, goes to the lift cylinder, ground as well, goes to the lift cylinder, comes over here, drops down, goes to the switch, the indicator, into the control box, same with the ground. From out of the control box it goes back to the salter, and then it continues over and goes through the vibrator switch into the vibrator. So see if we can get some of this wired up. First thing I want to work on is the truck side power. Okay, what did I do with it? Oh, there it is. So I knew I had a screwdriver here somewhere. So I'm just gonna, this is the clamping bolt that clamps your wire in. So, and then you have one small screw right here, a little set screw. That holds your connector in place. So there's your connector. On the back of your card here is the wiring diagram. And these are numbered. So we need a length of wire to run from the connector on the truck and I usually like to cut these off a little bit long. In fact, we can go a little bit longer on this one. Because that I can still use if I need to. And I don't need all 100 feet here. So I'm going to want about this much to go for the first section. So since this is household wiring, it's white, black, and green. I'm going to use the green for ground. And the black for our hot lead. And in this case, the white is extra. So I believe I want number 4 is our 12 volt. Oh, in this case I could slide it on from the other end, but don't forget to feed it through. You'd be really upset if you already got something on the other end. And then our ground is number 1. Okay. So once again, the white is extra on this one, so I'll just go ahead and nip that off so we don't forget. This is our hot and our neutral, our ground. So then we need, I'm going to do about 25 feet to the truck. That should give us plenty to reach the cab and set whatever we want in the cab. 20. We'll go 26. And if you count my wires, I need 2 going to the cab and 4 coming back. So I've got 3, so that's 6, so I'll need another length. There we go. Now, to make my life easier, I'm going to go ahead and tag one of these with a strip of tape. And then I'm going to go to the other end and do the same thing. Now I know the ones in these ones, which colors in this one are the right ones. And I'm just going to tape the 2 of them together. Alright, so our greens are going to be our grounds. We're going to go ahead and strip these back. Go ahead and wire these 2 together. Marine grade butt connector. Little tug, make sure it's connected. And then this one and the ground down there will go in this end. Okay. So we've got our hot coming from our trailer, or from the trailer connector, feeding out to the control box. And then our hot from our lift will go on this one. So same thing. Little tug to make sure it's good. Okay. And then these two the green one and one of the white ones will be our vibrator control, and this black and this white will run to the control for the spinner. So once again, we're going to use our marine grade connectors. Those are a little long. Okay, so that's everything on the hopper end. Set those aside and we can start figuring out the other end. I guess it doesn't make any difference if they're not the exact same length. Okay, so okay, the black and the green. Now let's throw one more little bit of tape on here just to keep these from flopping around so much. Okay, the black and the green make sure I have my right ones. Okay, so this is our power, black in the one with the tape on it. This is our power right here. So this will get tied to, go ahead and nip that off right now. So that goes there. Oops. I think I made a mistake here. Yeah, this is our ground. This was supposed to be, okay. That's why you start tying this stuff together. Okay, this one gets tied in with, yeah. Sometimes you make mistakes and you just have to go back and fix it. There. So that's our ground right here. That's just temporary. We still got to put our switch in. Just getting all my wires lined up. Okay. Okay. This white is going to go to this white. And the black will go to our brown.